The Ondo State Government has proposed a death penalty for individuals convicted of kidnapping in the state. Now, this move aims to tackle the growing threat of kidnapping and violent crimes in the region. Well, joining me to discuss this is Femi Lawson. He's the SSA on Public Enlightenment to the Ondo State Governor. Thank you for your time, sir.
Good evening, Doctor. Thank you for having me.
All right. Number one, let me ask that you clarify what exactly this proposal entails, and also confirm if there's credibility to this report that we are seeing on it. First.
Well, it is a proposal, just like you rightly put it. It's an executive proposal, which is subject to the proper legislation by the Ondo State House of Assembly. This was one of the resolutions of the last State Executive Council meeting, chaired by the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lucky Orimisa. And why is this trending in the news? If you recall that, for some months back, we were, as a state, seriously confronted with this menace of kidnapping. A lot of our people were kidnapped, ransom were taken. In some cases, they were not even released. They are killed after ransoms have been taken. Even though the state government has committed a lot into addressing the security challenges, we realize that because of the proximity of our state to some of these neighboring states, and the people just easily come into those states, get our people kidnapped, and they'll get away with it. It's one of the reasons why the Ondo State Government is coming out with this proposal, which is, like I said, subject to the legislation of the State House of Assembly, that whoever is convicted for kidnapping in Ondo State will have, as part of the likely sentence, a death penalty, which is one of the approach being undertaken by the state government to nip this rising menace of kidnapping in our state in the bud.
All right, now talking about the rising menace of kidnapping in Ondo State, how much of a challenge will you say this is, for the residents of the state at the moment? And I mean, from your investigation, what do you think has been a reason for the surge in cases?
Thank you. Just like I mentioned earlier, you see, Ondo State borders states like Osun, Ekiti, Edo, Kogi. We border about 5 states, so to put it. And so we have become a state that has become vulnerable to the activities of this criminal element, who in most cases, from our available reports, infiltrate the state through Kogi, Edo, and some other neighboring states who kidnap. And if you look at the perpetrators of this kidnap, they are mostly not from Ondo State. Unfortunately, also for us as a people, is the fact that being a largely agrarian state, this has not only affected the safety of our people in terms of protecting their life, it has also taken its toll on the economy of our state, because our people can no longer freely go to the farms. Our people can no longer embark on their daily activities, which is majorly farming. In a lot of our farm settlements, people have left for the fear of being kidnapped. In Ondo State, a royal father, to be precise, one of the leaders of Prophet Obalufalaye, was taken by this criminal element on his farm. And a lot of our people like that. So this is not just taking toll on our security as a people, on our lives as a people, but also on the economy of our state. That is why the state has taken this as a priority, that until we become very decisive in tackling this criminal elements, we may not be approaching any end to it soon. And that is the foundation for the proposal that is now being made by the executive, which is, of course, going to be pushed to the House of Assembly.
All right, Mr. Femi Lawson, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll, of course, broaden this conversation to look at other security challenges that border not just Ondo State, but across board. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on New Central Television. I have Femi Lawson. He's the SSA on Public Enlightenment to the Ondo State Governor. Thank you for your time, sir. Let's look at another a pivotal issue, and that has been the issue of farmers' headers, clash that we've seen, in some states across the nation. On those states, just like you mentioned, borders about 5 other states, and we know that to a large extent, too, Ondo State is an agrarian state. I mean, how is the government of the state managing issues of farmers and headers clashes?
Thank you. Fortunately for us as a state, Ondo State have not had any major issue that has to do with conflict between herders and farmers as far as Ondo State is concerned. The state government has been deliberate in ensuring that our local security network, Amotekun, coordinates and really monitors the activities of herders in Ondo State. Unlike other places where, unfortunately, crisis happening has been attributed to clashes between farmers and herders. In Ondo State, what we have in some cases, which is clearly not so significant, is when we have some of these herders grazing into farms, and in most cases they are easily apprehended and they are made to pay for whatever destruction occurs on such farm. Many of these criminal elements who are involved in kidnapping in Ondo State do not even own cattle. They are not even herders, even though they are of a particular tribe, mostly because when you look at the record of arrest. But the truth is that these guys do not own cattle, they are not herders, but the generalization that they are Fulani herders and that they invade our farms. If we are invading our farms, is it not just about eating crops and getting away with it if you are fortunate? No. These guys mainly come to Ondo State, kidnap our people, rape women, invade communities, take ransom, and sometimes even kill their victims. So these are purely criminal elements who are not herders, who are not farmers, who have no other business than coming to Ondo State to kidnap our people. And that is why we have been very decisive. If you look at the last couple of weeks, you see that we have been able to stem the rising tide of that kidnapping compared to what we have in the last few months where, farms were invaded, people were killed. But today, just 3 days ago, the Amotekun Corps paraded about 35 suspects who have been arrested in various places across the state for being involved in this kidnapping in the state. So for me, the issue of herder-farmer clash is not in any way, predominant. Let me say it's not even really existing as such in Ondo State. But in places where it exists, like we have, the case of Benue, Plateau, Nassau, and some other places, I want to believe that government has to be more decisive. Because when you say there is a clash, it means 2 people are in conflict. But in most cases, what we witness are attacks, not clashes. When women and children are sleeping and a gang of terrorists invade their communities, kill them, burn them alive, in some cases, move away with their assets, vandalize them. Do we call that a clash? How do you call what does not involve a second party a clash in most cases? So that is why on the other side, outside Ondo State, government needs to be very decisive. A lot of states, including Ondo and Oyo, have taken very fundamental steps in addressing these issues that would ordinarily have been reduced to herders farmer clash by ensuring that we follow our laws to the letter.
All right. Before I let you go, sir, just your final thoughts or your words to residents of Ondo, because this issue of kidnapping that, of course, the government is proposing right now, the death penalty, what is the objective? Should it, at the end of the day, be passed into law? What is the aim? Because why death? That is too harsh. Why the death penalty? What is the objective? What do you hope to achieve, with this? Well,
people say why death? Of course, for the best of my knowledge, Nigeria is not yet one of those countries that have signed no to capital punishment. Capital punishment is still applicable in our laws. But what we intend to achieve ultimately as a state is that you cannot be talking of economic prosperity, infrastructure development, and the likes when there is no security, law, and order. And that is the cardinal, focus of the administration of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. If you have followed our the 7-point agenda, orderliness, the law and order for us is a priority. You can only have a prosperous state where there's security, law and order. And for the people of Ondo State, there's no reason to fear. And that is just like the security approaches that have been taken in the last couple of weeks that has not stand down the tide of kidnapping that we witnessed a couple of months ago. Now we are beginning to take further steps to ensure that many of these criminal elements who are already running out of the state, many of them who are already being apprehended, do not go back to the business of kidnapping our people. So this proposal is in the overall interest of our people to make Ondo State more secure, not only for the citizens, but for prospective investors and every other Nigerians who may choose to reside or pass through or live in Ondo State.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you as our guest this evening. Mr. Femi Lawson, the SSC on Public Enlightenment to the Ondo State Governor. Once again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. All right, and this, of course, is where we drop the curtains. In case you missed out, you can actually catch up on our YouTube platform and also choose to follow us on social media. The handle is there on your screen at News Central TV. You can also choose to follow me personally at Dakwo at Digboye. Until I come your way again, good night.